Welcome, 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 everybody, to the Superconscious Weekly Tune-Up. I'm Coach Cory Thorell, and this is our Wednesday
Mhm.
free circle coming together to talk about the prime directives of the unconscious mind and what it is to put yourself first in a dynamic way that's not selfish. And today I want to talk about a kind of a switchcraft moment. Those of you who know me, switchcraft is one of my coined words of when we catch ourselves doing something we used to and course correct. We have a switchcraft moment. And so today I want to put a question out there about healing and change when it is no longer about a chosen thing, a needed thing. Like, I need to heal, I need abundance, I have goals. And it becomes more about change, changing who you are, the patterns of where you've been, because the old version of you is not going to create the new version of you. So when it is no longer about the needed thing, but the focus becomes about the change itself, we become powerful. We install a pivot point where lasting transformation becomes possible. So that's kind of what I want to talk about, that switchcraft moment from I need something, my goal, the focus, the abundance, to actually the new identity, the change in who we are. But as we get started, what I want to do is open with the four agreements like we always do. And here they are. I want to read them aloud so we can all hear them twice. We agree to hold all of our stories and personal material in confidentiality. We respect this information for the circle. We agree to hold all stories or personal material in confidentiality. We agree to listen to each other with compassion and curiosity. We agree to listen to each other with compassion and curiosity. We agree to ask for what we need and offer what we can. We agree to ask for what we need and offer what we can. And we agree to watch our need, timing, and energy. And from time to time, we'll pause to regather our thoughts and focus. We'll meet the needs of the circle. One more time. We agree to watch our need, timing, and energy. And from time to time, we will pause to regather our thoughts and focus and meet the needs of the circle. And with that, our circle is open. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We've got some people here, dear friends from inside Utah, across the United States. Often we have people from around the world. We'll see who comes. Usually we have anywhere from a couple of people to 10 or 15. And so what we're going to do today is, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about this idea of the focus from healing to change, or from abundance to change. I love this idea because healing is a vital first step. It's about releasing old wounds. It's about letting go of emotional weight, maybe finding stability. But healing is not the end of the journey. True progress begins when the focus shifts from recovery to intentional growth. Now, this is the pivot point where lasting change becomes possible. So healing asks, what do I need to release? Change asks, what do I need to grow? So with that, I want to just pause for a second, pass the feather, open the circle. Ideas. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. This idea of changing our focus from the need to who we get to be. Anything sparking for you? Ideas, insights, awarenesses. Anybody have anything to share? Questions? Anyone? Hello
I,
there.
Cory, I kind of look at the past year for myself. I've done a lot of healing, and like probably 6 months ago, I feel like I got to a point where I was pretty much healed, and I was very happy with myself. But since then, I've kind of felt stuck.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
not really sure what the next step is. So this
Mhm.
this topic is going to interest me because I through that healing I did change quite a bit. Um, Now I'm like, okay, what do I do with all this? So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where this talk's going to go today.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Anybody else? Thanks, Chris. Throwing that out there.
I'm currently homeless, so I'm stuck in I have to fight to get basic needs met. So I'm really looking for that change mindset and over to that, because I am stuck in a needs loop a lot.
Right. Yeah. There's, when we have a focus on a need that needs to be met, sometimes that's a physical need, money, time, place to live. Sometimes that's a health issue, a diagnosis, a sickness, something along those lines. We hear a lot of things like Abraham Hicks, and we watch a lot of videos and things like this, the law of attraction, the law of vibration. And I think so much of that, well, there we go. So much of that energy is still focused on what's not here. Oh my gosh, I need to find a place to live. I need to find a place to live. I need to find a place to live. You're focused on homelessness. There's an energy still around what you don't have. That's what I would call an away from mindset. We have amazing needs. We have amazing desires and dreams. But are we more focused heavily on what we're running away from or what we're running toward? When we're running toward something, the conversation today is like, I'm talking about identity. Who do you think you are? And you're absolutely right. No matter where you are in the journey. Hi, Robin. Thanks for being here. Yeah. One of the things that comes to mind, Chris, is healing is not a destination. Like, we don't arrive in healing and then, like, the angel sings, the clouds part, all, and everything's happily ever after. Healing is a state of mind. Healing is a choice every single day, because when we heal, we're granted the next round of challenges, the next round of curiosities and difficulties, and the next puzzle to put together arrives. So I love to think about, I think there's a huge misnomer about healing as a destination. When I'm healed, all will be well. When I'm healed, I'll be rich. I'll get the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the relationship, the new house, the new job. Oh, but who are you? Who are you in your healing? You're at that identity level. Are you still broken and needing to fix yourself? I think that question, I come back to that a lot in this work and in these conversations, because I really believe one of the biggest challenges that our world is facing right now is this common belief that we are broken and we must fix ourselves before XYZ. In order for me to have my desired dream, I have to fix myself. How am I broken? Oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not capable. I'm not significant. I'm not enough. I'm not safe. But all of those things are not true. They feel true. But really, that's our consciousness trying to figure out why we don't have something that we want. And we're focused on not having it. Now we're looking at, I need to heal. I need to do something different. I'm focusing on not having it, even though my focus is on the thing I need, but my energy is around not having it. So this conversation, like this, when it is no longer about parentheses, healing, abundance, the goal, the result, and it becomes about change. Who do I need to be to step into that change? Who do I need to be to step into that new reality? Who's that quantum, the parallel of me in that other quantum reality that's doing the thing that I wish I was doing? Who is that person? And how can we harvest that information? So that's a little of the conversation that I want to guide us through today. So much of our focus is on the healing or the desired result or the energy of not having it and the need to have it, whatever it is. But really, who do we have to be? Who do we get to be? If I'm going to be different, the old version of you that created today is not going to be the version of you that creates a different tomorrow. So who do you want to be? Who do you get to be? Who would you like to be? We've all done some healing. We've all done some child work, inner child work, shadow work. And I want to talk a little, I'm going to dig into that a little bit. I'm going to talk here in a minute about the difference between inner child wounding and shadow work. Here in a minute. Anything sparking? Questions? Robin, how you doing? Love your background, by the way. Good. Okay. I love that.
Well, I was wondering though, I mean, realistically, it seems like, or at least in my life, well, many others too, it seems like we're in both states of both needing healing or having needs, plus also in a growth state, like at different parts of our lives.
Uh-huh. Say that in another way. Say it again.
I think I seem to be both states depending on the area of my life I'm looking at.
Uh-huh. Okay.
In some areas there's that need, and then other areas are more growth.
Yes. Yes. Need.
So I'm not completely in one or the other, but depending on what aspect of my life I'm looking at.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about want and need. Like some things we want or desire, cool stuff, and there's other things that are real human needs. Let's talk a little bit about that. Oh, thanks, Donna. She's driving. Yeah. What's the difference between want and need? Anybody? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think a need is probably something you have to survive. And a want is just something to help you be more comfortable, maybe. I want a really nice car, but also want an affordable car.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So where do you draw the line?
Yeah. Yeah. I love the words. I love the power of language. It's something like my studies and what I pay attention to a lot is language, the power of the words that we choose, especially along the lines that if we manifest exactly what we talk and we speak to and feel about, our word choices become really influential, especially when we wake up to the words that we've been using unconsciously. Like like Corinne and I were talking a couple of weeks ago about the difference between I want to and I get to. Right? The difference between I need to, I need to, I need to. Think of all the stuff that is presented to us. We go, oh, I really need to do that. Oh, I really need to do that too. Oh, I need that. I need this. I need to do the laundry. I need to mow the lawn. I need to do my taxes. I need to do the paperwork. I also need to heal. I need to take care of myself. I need to do something beautiful. I need to surround myself with art and beauty. I need to be inspired. Now, see, all of those things are very different energies, all in your I need to bucket. Right? The energy shifts a little bit in the world of I want to. It's not so drastic. It's not so pointed or sharp. But talking to the universe, claiming words, like, okay, we all understand and have seen lots of examples of I am is the words of God or the words of creator, universe, source. I am whatever comes next. We're claiming that to the world. In that same philosophy, I claim to the world, I need ... I claim to the world, I want ... We're almost, think about this for a second. If we're claiming I need, that's not receiving. That's staying in a state of need. When I say I want, that's not receiving. we're claiming to the world and the universe that I'm staying in a state of wanting. Let that sink in for a second. We have a deep desire inside of us for a good thing. We want to be good people. We want to have good experiences. We want to service the good of the world. But I want all these beautiful things, and then something inside of us, because I'm staying in a state of wanting. Yeah, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, but I don't get to. Right. I need food. I need warmth. I need those things. And at a survival level, we barely get by on some of those things when we're in a state of need or survival or scarcity. But now I want to come back to what we're talking about today. That switchcraft moment is when it is no longer about, I need this or I want that. And it turns into change. What's the change? Who do I need to become to actually have that thing, to do the thing? What parts of me am I going to surrender that no longer serve me? What old parts of me, old beliefs or negative emotions or limitations do I get to let go of so that I can become that new version of me? Because like I said, that old version of you that created the reality today is not going to create anything different. It's going to create more of the same. So who do you get to be? Who do you want to be? Right? Thoughts, ideas. I want, I need, claiming it.
Some other words come to my mind, like get to, choose to, decide to, desire to, that are more like moving towards something anyway.
Mm-hmm. Moving towards versus running away from.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Or negating something
that
exists,
Yeah. So when we talk about, what are you manifesting? What are we talking about? We manifest what we talk and feel about. 75% of your day, where's your energy? Are you in damage control? Or are you creating? I was doing some work with some business owners this week, and I'm creating in another part of my coaching, I'm creating some business coaching offers for some businessmen and business people coaches in business. Like I'm doing some work for them. And I was talking about an identity issue around business owner. Right. And I find this to be very common in America. And I've kind of been bouncing this around some of my European friends and business owners in Canada. And they're like, oh yeah, Americans have this bad. They've got it bad and they don't even know they have it. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, when I'm in business, I'm going to go into business. I'm going to go over there and go into business. My business, I'm going to do that over there. And this is an American thing, an American dream. We're going to come to America and the American dream. We're going to go into business. My business. I'm going to work on my business. And it's separate from us. It's not who we are. Especially as coaches and healers and light workers, therapists. When our business is really an extension of the magic that we carry. So all of a sudden now there's a separation between me and my magic and my business. And I was talking to especially some of my friends in Canada, and they were like, oh yeah, Americans have that going on. Nobody else in the world really understands that. I mean, Americans have it going on. Nobody else does. Everybody else is like, it's my business, it's my money, it's my survival, it's my connection to the magic of money. And then I started, wow, that's interesting. So I started looking at that a little closer and listening to Americans talk about business. And they're separate. I'm starting to see it everywhere. They're separate from their dream, except when their business is successful, when all of a sudden all is well and the money's coming in and the clients and they're being successful and they're winning the game. Oh yeah, now it's mine. But the second there's a challenge, well, so I have to go over there and work on my business. And I'm bringing that up here because sometimes our dreams, what we really want, they're over there. They're not here. They're not coming from within us. The desire is within us, but we're looking at the reality of it away from us. Right. So I've just noticed this is some of my questions as I've been working this week and thinking about conversations and wanting to bring some conversation and question to this circle. It's okay. How do we step into the energy of what we're doing, what we're creating, what we desire the most? How do we step into the law of vibration, the law of attraction? We see all these videos and pretty words about those things, but how do you do it? How do you do it? Like I remember watching the movie The Secret when it came out all those years ago, and it was all this buzz about all the power of it all, but okay, cool. They didn't tell you how to do it. They talked about doing it, but didn't show you how to do it. Right? Right. So I was just like, that's so interesting to me. So interesting to me. You know, so that difference of what do we desire, but who do we become? So I'm a little messy with my words right now, and that's one of the reasons why I'm bringing it up here is like, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's bring this into some focus. The difference of what we desire, want, and need to who do I need to be to have those things? I'm thinking about that in my own world as I evolve. You know, let's talk a little bit about shadow work. You know, shadow work is those neglected parts of us. You know, and I think the inner child, you know, I think it's pretty common knowledge that people get to do their inner child work. As adults, let's go find that wounded child within and help them out. Call them out of the forest and ask them to come close and have a conversation and help them heal the wound now that we weren't capable or didn't have the tools to heal when we were kids. We get to do that work now. And there's a lot of really great work about inner child work, guided meditation, hypnosis, superconscious work around inner child work. But let's take it a step further. Shadow work. When we're little kids, when we're little, we're absolutely reliant on our caregivers, mostly our parents, sometimes others, for our survival, literally. The second that we're born, cut the umbilical cord, without another human, we will die. And that sets up a structure and a strategy for our consciousness to evolve. And when those natural parts of who we are as creative spirits want to come out, but they're against or not in alignment with our caregivers, those things become our shadows. Oh, we got in trouble for this thing that I felt so natural to do. Be that like maybe it was somebody who was loud and bold in a quiet house, got in trouble for being loud and bold. Or maybe it was somebody, you know, who was messy, who loved to explode toys and things and the chaos of it all, and so that they could then sift and sort and make sense of it, but they lived with a clean nanny. They got in trouble. You know, and for me, it was like I knew I was different because of my sexuality as a little kid. So I'm not safe. I'm not safe. I'm going to hide that for a while. So these things become shadows. Some of these things stay hidden for years and decades. Shadow work becomes those parts of us that were unsafe to come out when we were reliant on others. And then they stay that way. We autopilot. Our unconscious mind takes that behavior and repeats it because it kept us safe then. And it just assumes it's going to keep us safe now. But we've now grown, we've evolved, we have different desires and some of those things, those parts of us that are still coming out, but we haven't healed the inner wound. That's still that part of us. There's still some guilt or maybe some shame. Maybe we respond and rebel against those things. And, you know, sometimes I call that the spring-loaded closet. I hid in my closet for so long, and the tension built. And next thing is the door flies off the closet, and you go out, you fly out into the world clumsily, recklessly, and make a mess. shadow work. And I think it's interesting when we haven't done the healing of our shadow work, especially from children. As adults, psychologically, we attract other people with the similar wounds. We're vibrating together, and we don't even know it. Don't even know it. Does this resonate with anybody? You know what I'm talking about, right? When we start to expand and heal, and we start to change and grow, go towards the light, perhaps, the people that we attracted years ago start to feel our change, and they feel threatened by it because of this psychological, spiritual wounding that brought us together in the first place. Ah, interesting. Right? But now I'm evolving and I'm changing at a different speed than the people who are close to me. And that invites some discord in our relationship, where we either come closer and help each other out, or naturally we're going to vibrate at different frequencies and grow apart. And that can be show up in lots of ways: friendships, divorces, new job, change city, all kinds of things. But I brought up a couple of things here I want to just throw back into the circle. One is some of this inner child work. Wounded as a child, wounds not healed for a long time, shadows that we're having an opportunity to look at now as we grow and heal. The psychological connection, that wound bonding that got us here, and the opportunity to let those things go and change and evolve now. Hey, Patrick, welcome. Nice to see you, brother. Yeah. Patrick, we're talking a little bit about when the focus changes from a desired result like healing or abundance or goals to who do you need to be to have those things? Just to bring you into our conversation a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So those psychological wounds as children, those wounds maybe that haven't been healed because it was shameful at the time, that we still carry today. And we're like, I'm finally working on those shadows or those black bags. I'm healing those things. And your community changes. Because your identity, you're not the same person. You're walking in new shoes, wearing new clothes, in new energy, speaking new words. Yeah. I know some of this is a little deep today. Anybody have any questions? Any questions? Where do you see yourself? Your own shadow work. That focus changing from I need to, I want to, I need to, I want to who am I now? Who do you want to be? Who do you need to be to step into the dream you have? The question. Let's hang out with that for a minute. That felt right. Who do you need to be to step into the dream that you have? What part of you do you need to let go of for the new dream to have room in your world, for it even to come close? What's in the way? What's fueling the, yeah, that's great, but ... Yeah, I need that. I want that. That's amazing. But what's holding you back? Shadow work. What wound or idea or belief or emotion is in the way right now, stopping you from taking that gigantic step forward to the very thing you're dreaming about? What could that be? We're talking about, in this circle, we're always welcoming the voice of the unconscious mind to be present in this circle. So I'm reminding us all now, when I ask a question like that, and I always love it when I ask a question and everybody's like, silence. That tells me that we're thinking. That tells me I'm pushing a button somewhere. But the unconscious mind, when we're talking consciously to the unconscious mind, often the very first thought that pops up that you don't want to tell anybody, the secret that popped in, is the very thing. Your unconscious mind is saying, this is the change that we're willing and able to do now. But there's our intellect and our ego goes, oh, no, no, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, no, we're not doing that right now. Oh, no. Not here, not with these people, not right now. I'm not ready. But that first thought that pops into your mind is probably the thing that your unconscious mind is saying, you who? Your unconscious mind has your entire history, all of it, all the way back into the past and all the way into the future. But in our consciousness, our waking consciousness, right here, right now, and our ego that goes, oh, my way or the hell, fight for your, I'm going to fight for me, I'm going to fight for me, I'm going to fight for me in my ego. That's good. Ego has a purpose, but it's only one voice of many within us. So what is the dream? What's the dream that you desire that isn't here yet? What's something
Happiness.
Happiness. Are you saying you're not happy?
I'm not entirely happy, no.
Hey,
I'm working
thanks
on
for owning it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Pat, for saying it out loud.
it.
Yeah, thanks, brother, for being courageous enough to stand naked in the wind. Because that's what that is. Yeah, totally. I want to be happy. Right. What does happiness look like for you, Patrick?
Being myself, being fully empowered, confident in what I believe in, what I aspire to.
Sure.
Yeah, right now I care too much about what people think of me,
Yep.
Especially a certain few people,
Sure.
And I guess I've always cared about what they think because I've needed their approval. Um, but I'm realizing it's because I'm not getting back the approval that I'm seeking. It's sort of compounded to a point where I'm not fully confident in myself.
Yeah.
And that's got to change. I'm at a threshold of change. But I realize it's me that has to empower myself. And, I don't have negativity towards this particular person or, because I want I really want the best for this person. But I also know that I'm done needing approval from this person.
Right. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. So Patrick, when I first asked you that question, the first thing you said was, I need to be myself.
Yeah.
So who are you being now?
Somebody else. I guess what I think I should be.
The should be's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose rules are those?
Somebody else's.
Somebody else's. Yeah. Are you aware of your own new rules?
Yes.
Yeah, you're aware of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Implementing
Good.
them can be
Good, good,
painful,
good.
and I'm experiencing them.
Right. So what's holding you back? What first thing pops in your head?
Overcoming.
Overcoming.
Yeah, like just getting in there and overcoming and gaining strength from there.
Okay. So there's an anchor holding you back.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is that anchor? First thing that pops in your head.
Oh,
Your
it's
yeah, your
it's
imagination is
attached
allowed
to my
run wild.
ass.
Your ass. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How far back in the past is that anchor set?
Oh, long time. Yeah.
This lifetime,
20 years. Yeah, oh no, I think it goes back past lifetime.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not
for
your
sure.
rules in this lifetime at all.
No.
Wow,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. But I'm aware of it. I see where it's at. I understand why it's there.
Yep.
And man, you nailed it. It's past life stuff, but
Uh-huh.
like I say, I see it very clearly, and I'm making concerted efforts. It's not about the past,
No.
it's about what I do from here on, and just what happens from here on, and so that's what I'm in the works of.
Yes. Excellent. So gazing forward for sure.
Yes.
And so that goal towards the future, I want to be myself, I want to be free, I don't want to care what people think anymore, all this other stuff. Great. But the anchor is still buried deep, holding it down. And I think like this question I have, like when we first started here, when the focus is still on the healing, it's still on the transformation, it's still on those things, but the old identity of you being a child needing and wanting to belong to your family line, your ancestral history, the willingness to say yes to those rules with those people in that family system created survival. And it created connection and belonging. Am I right? Yeah. And then you ran on autopilot with those rules for a good long time. And now your spirit's knocking on your door in such a way saying, it's time to let go, to do some threshing that's no longer serving us. We can heal those things. So now the new version of Patrick, just like we're talking about here, when the focus changes from what is the repair, what is the healing, what is the goal, to who you get to be, this quantum jump into the new version of you. Who do you need to be to make that dream come true? Right. This is a great example of what I'm talking about today. Right. So Patrick, thanks for letting me poke and play with you a little bit today. Thanks for letting me ask you, being willing. Right. And so like from that quantum point of view, if we could imagine 10 years from now, Patrick Clark walks in our circle right now, coming to give us a gift. What does he look like to you? What's he wearing? What's his
He's
energy?
wearing, yeah, he's wearing experience, and the willingness to share my personal growth and my experience, for whatever it's worth.
Yeah. He came to help.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Patrick. In superconscious work, which is when we, like the conscious mind right here, the unconscious mind work, but this superconscious, the all of us, the soul level, where we're all connected, the Akashic records, the field of knowledge, all of those things, when we're connected and playing in the realm of imagination, intuition, creativity, that's the realm of the superconscious. That's the power of reinstalling the daydream. Because now we're asking the unconscious mind to dream with us because it knows our history of our past and knows the history of our future. To say, what would we love? And if we can get past the yeah buts, and we go, actually, that would be great. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it'll be so good. Some of our mentors and heroes, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, Lester Levinson, some of these heroes who've written books, they all talk about the high energy of the end result. Neville Goddard, all of these people. How do we do that? Sometimes if we are so stuck in today that we haven't been able to dream well about tomorrow, and if we haven't dreamt well about tomorrow, how do we manifest our dreams if we're not clear or able to dream about tomorrow because today is so hard? And the residue of yesterday, it's still on me. Shadow work. I'm still working on my shadows. That's not right or wrong. That's not good or bad. That's what you're currently capable of doing. One of the prime directives of the unconscious mind is it will never give you anything that you are not ready to deal with. That doesn't mean you're going to like it. It does mean that you're capable. So I just want to reinforce that a little bit in our conversation today. The struggles and the challenges that are showing up for you today, you may not like it, and certainly it's a challenge. But your unconscious mind's number one prime directive is to keep you safe. That's what it does first. And so if it's allowing some shadow work to come forward, it's because it knows you're ready. It knows you're capable. It knows that you have tools and support around you. It may not be the immediate person that you've been standing with for the last 20 years, vibrating in your wound bonding. It might be somebody who just walked in the door. So where are we supported? Where's our support as we expand and grow? Because sometimes we're going to look to our immediate inner circle and it's not them anymore. But how can we love them as they're having a hard time with us changing? You know, Chris and I have talked about a lot of that with his journey and his healing and his relationship with his wife, and their adult kids. It's like, wow, change invites more change. And this is tender work. We're walking a mystical life with practical feet here. And so that's what I love about some of these conversations is, okay, let's poke a little bit. Let's stretch a little bit. I want to ask questions that might hang out with you for a day or two or a week. So sometimes when we're focused on the healing or the desire or that next transition, and it's over there, like the business owner, I'm going to go over there and work on my business, but it's not me until it's successful. How much longer does it take then? How much work is it for that business owner to work on his business than the one who's like, yeah, it's me, let's go. I'm ready for any challenge. Versus, oh, I have to go do the thing. I have to damage control. Oh my God, that energy. I think we can all find that in our world. Like my mom would always say, we all have to take a turn chopping the wood, carrying the water, scrubbing the toilets so that we can get to a place where we don't have to do that anymore. But we all have to chop the wood, carry the water, scrub the toilet. And sometimes that's not fun. But sucks if you don't. Yeah. Well, we've got about 10 minutes left, everybody. Let's pass the feather around. What's sparking in you? What questions are showing up today? What popped in your imagination from your unconscious mind? What message came from your unconscious mind today that said, pay attention here? What did your unconscious mind invite you to look at a little bit closer today? What popped in? What's showing up? Yeah.
Mine, like you said, the first thing that pops in your mind, right? First thing when you asked that question was, Chris, stop being such a chicken shit.
Okay. What does chicken shit mean?
I'm scared of something. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I
Do you
gotta
know what you're
figure
afraid
that out.
of? If you were to know?
I don't know. I have ideas.
Like what? First thing that comes to your mind?
Change.
Change. Good one.
Like what Patrick said, letting people down who have expectations of me.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Complacency and sitting in this chair and
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, my chicken shit, that's what came to mind.
Right. Thanks for your honesty. Thanks for throwing it into the circle for us all. Because now I can find chicken shit in my story. So I've got it too. And I think we all do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Somebody else, throw something in the circle. What popped in for you?
I keep having the chicken shit moments, but I keep speaking up. I'm having to find providers in order to get general assistance help right now. And since I've worked in Western healthcare for many years and know the operational background, I'm able to assist these places who are not aware of their legal obligations, and they are putting themselves at risk as well because they're cherry picking and it's Medicaid and there's all sorts of regulations around it. And so I'm educating providers' offices as I'm speaking my truth and seeing the system decay that has occurred and has been allowed to flourish. And so I'm helping to mend and bring awareness to be able to change that.
And
So
so in
speaking
that
truth
middle,
keeps my courage.
right, your courage came into the story. And so what are you afraid of?
Well, I keep going back because it's easy to go in the fear and silence and the oppression. I think about because I have many people saying I'm wrong. And there are mass loads of people who have been doing it this way, even though it's a dysfunctional way. They've been doing it for many years, and so this is the way they know, and that's what their brain says is correct. And my brain says, no, this is harmful and I need help and I need you to see it my way because it does not work for me. So I've been really having to find the way to change the narrative and work around their bias and where the black and white thinking and that. So I've been gaining me some skills.
Awesome. Awesome. And you care to show up, which is what I see in your story. Every time I talk to you, Corinne, is that you care
Yes.
enough to show up. You care enough to
Yes. Yep. Yep.
You've got the courage to speak truth to power. How awesome is that? Right. So I want to call that magic into the center of our circle for us all today. Thanks. Anybody else want to throw something in the circle? Throw something in the middle. What sparked for you today? What gift did your unconscious mind give you for the circle today?
Well, I could say I've been changing the way I do a lot of relationships and things like that. And what comes to my mind is that my unconscious mind has been kicking my ass, basically. Saying whatever you do, there's always these questions, there's always this doubt. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And there's a reason, there's a trajectory, but so in my life I kind of like come from a place where there are no rules. The only rules are like entirely self-imposed and like imposed from like past lives, and it's like shedding all this shit, and yeah, it's scary, and yeah, it's different, and it's like being on a caught up like in an avalanche and having no idea like when it all stops or where it stops and what the hell happens at the end, but it's certainly interesting. And it's taken a hell of a lot of work to get this far, so I guess I keep going.
Yeah, thanks, Robin.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to throw something in the circle for us all? What you got? Donna, do you have a little gold nugget for the circle? Oh, you're on mute, my dear. Let's see. There we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
kind of like on the path with Robin, we're shedding our rules, making our own, shedding our past, and I'm giving myself permission to experience the freedom of all these different things that I have shed from the past, of the unlimiting beliefs that I've had. So it doesn't apply to me anymore. I'm free from that. So I've given myself permission, and sometimes it tries to try to draw me back into that. That's subconscious of those rules and rules and stuff. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh no, I've gotten rid of those. I'm making my own up now. I'm
Right.
my own reality, and I could see, you know, kind of like we're on the same path. Robin and I were experienced this, and we're like, wait a minute, am I stepping into something? Is there going to be the earthquake, or is it going to be a tornado, or we're going to have that sunshine coming up? Is it going to be the freedom and the excitement and the joy that we're ready for experiencing? So this is kind of like it's new for me,
Wow.
so it's kind of exciting.
Right. Well, you know, Donna, I heard you say a minute, like when you first started talking, you said, I think you were trying to say and call out the power of limiting beliefs and how you're getting rid of them. But what you
Yes.
actually said was unlimiting beliefs. And I went, oh, how do we install unlimited beliefs? Awesome. Awesome. So Donna's unconscious mind sent us a gift in unlimited beliefs. Thank you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Melody, do you have something to throw in the circle? What sparked for
Oh,
you?
yeah. Yeah, my mom died in June, so it's, just my dad and I. And so yeah, when you talked about what was blocking or, whatever, and immediately I thought my dad, not that he means to, but he's just like in a different grief timing and process than I am. He's focusing on all the negative stuff, and he's like analyzing all the years he's been with my mom and thinking and analyzing every negative thing.
Mhm.
And I just want to focus on the positive things that, you know what I mean, from my mother. So we're but then he's lonely, so he's only me. So I'm trying to be a good daughter, but you know what I mean? We're kind of disjointed or just completely, I don't know, different spaces in that area,
Yeah,
which makes it hard.
sure. Sure. Thank you. Well, we're coming right to the end of our circle, everybody. It's been an hour of our time together. I want to thank everybody for coming, and I want to wrap up our conversation. I know we had a took me a minute to kind of explain what I was trying to talk about in this journey from changing our focus from what we want or desire or need, like healing or abundance or goals, and switch crafting the focus to who do you get to be to actually step into that reality, that quantum jump. One of the ways that we can do that work in coaching and helping each other as light workers and service providers, practitioners of human transformation is a superconscious recode. And that was one of the very first certifications I got as a guide healer coach. And what is a superconscious recode? It's kind of like rewiring your brain, it's rewiring your belief system. I talked a few minutes ago about the 3 levels of consciousness: the conscious mind right here, right now, the unconscious mind, and the superconscious. The unconscious mind takes direct instructions from the superconscious mind. We've learned from watching videos and life on earth, just we know that 90 days of a disciplined action will break a habit or an addiction, and you can start doing something new. But if you're not disciplined, you might bounce right back. You might suck at that. You might fail. In a superconscious recode, we can go into that world of a conscious conversation with your 3 levels of consciousness, figure out what's going on, what's holding you back, and send a new set of instructions and commands from your superconscious, the best part of you, the all of you, the good in you, to who you are now. We can do shadow work and heal now. So if this is resonating with anybody out there and you're curious about a superconscious recode, please reach out to me and we'll have a conversation, because that's something that you don't have to wait for, and we can do it together. Let's wrap up our circle, everybody. Thanks for being here on a Wednesday. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you bringing your best versions of yourself here. Once again, I'm Cory Thorell, and I'm here every single Wednesday offering support and hosting an incredible conversation that matters. That's what matters to me. If you're interested in reaching out, please find me in the links below or on Facebook or any of the links where you normally find me. I'm Cory Thorell. This has been another episode of Superconscious Tune-Up. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.